price inquiry? Of course you're not. But do you get more chances? 100%. And you have those leads in your system to nurture for a long time. So never have your pricing on your website unless you're literally at a point where you can't take on more members.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple with Blake and Sherman. Today, it's just going to be us, no special guests. We are going to be talking about sales, sort of the sales process, a little objection handling, because I believe this is one of the big things that holds many gyms back, many coaches, GMs back from really helping take the gym to the next level. We hear so often, oh, well, I'm not comfortable at sales and stuff like that. And we strongly believe that the reason being is you just haven't been trained properly. That's the reason when someone comes on at Lasso, we take the time to try to help their staff and whoever else is going to be involved in the sales process. We try to help them with this to make it smoother, to get them more confident. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you're not selling, you can't grow the gym, right? It's impossible. And one of the things that we've seen is that everyone that basically everyone that comes on with us, they're, one of the first questions we ask them, or a question that we get asked often, why wouldn't this succeed? And we say, hey, one of the big reasons is if you're not good at sales. And I'll say 95% of people say, oh yeah, we're great at sales. Oh, yeah, we're ready. And our next question is, have you ever run paid marketing? The answer sort of split. But for the people that have never run paid marketing, we tell them, hey, this is going to be a totally different ball game, right? Because when you're not running paid marketing, most of the people are finding you, right? Most of the people are finding you. So when they come in or when they reach out, they're just following protocol of what, your website or your advertising or whatever, or your favorite member has told them to do, right? So they're sort of a very warm lead out of the gate. But then when we flip that and they come in off of paid marketing, some of these people are at work, sitting around doing nothing, scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. They see an ad. It speaks to them and they say, oh, yeah, let me give them my info, right? So then from there, this is a totally different type of lead. This is what we like to say, this is a cold lead. And this is when your sales skills really come into play. And the time that you've put into helping people understand the steps that they need to take is really shown, right? So I think the first thing we're going to talk about is when these folks are coming in, let's say if you're doing there's sort of two options that we have seen work well now. You can either do a discovery call or some people just have them book straight into a free intro, no sweat intro, where they come in and sit down and talk, right? So first thing we're going to talk about is discovery call. Blake, I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit. I've been talking for the last 4 minutes.
Yeah. I think a good thing to start is what is the pros and cons of each, right? So the discovery call, it's going to be 5 to 10 minutes, right? It's going to pre-qualify them. We all know when I had my gyms, the worst thing in the world is to drive to a gym and when you're off and you're driving there when you don't have to be there, especially if you don't live 2 minutes down the road. And then you show up and this person's just not a good fit. And you're like, I just wasted not 30 minutes talking to him plus 20 minutes driving. There's an hour of my life just gone, right? More than an hour. So that's a huge thing is the discovery call. It's just the pre-qualifying. And, with our clients, we give them, a proven script just to follow, because it's just getting to know that, like, if they're going to be a good fit, if they're really ready to get started. Because the worst thing is sitting down and being like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about starting this in like 3 months. And you're like, oh, why did I just waste all my time? So it's just that 5 to 10 minutes. And then you book them into the sit down consult. One of the big things too with that, though, is we get some clients that try to sell people over the phone. Super hard to do. Don't do it. Like, just don't do it. Unless you're like a master salesman, and you can do that, and you're just been doing sales all your life. There's value in that connection and sitting down and going over everything and going over why. It's just really hard to show a lot of value in 10 minutes. If you can do that, hey, more power to you. So discovery call, one of the big things when you get people into your CRM or whatever it may be, it's, hey, can you hop on a call today at 5 p.m.? Don't let people book more than like 2 to 3 days out, 3 days max, right? Like if they can't hop on like a 10-minute phone call for like 10 minutes in the next 2 to 3 days, they're not serious. Or like, how are they going to have time to work out if they can't even get on the phone call? So that's a huge thing, is just booking that, and then just getting on the call and asking questions. Hey, what are you looking for? Hey, like, what are your goals that you're trying to achieve? Why are those important to you? Hey, it sounds like you're a great fit. And like, I see this a lot. People are like, I think that we can help you. Like, stop saying think. I know we can help you. Your next step is to, we're going to book you for your consult. I'm going to sit down and we're going to go over all of your, go in depth. And then if you have like an in-body, we're going to do an in-body scan. And you can get value right there. Like, hey, we usually charge $50 just for an in-body scan. So it's a free thing that I'm going to do for you. So you're showing value of them showing up to that. And then when you get off getting her to get off the call, when can you come in tomorrow? Right. One of our coaches, Rob, does a really great job of saying, like, his last question is like, okay, how soon are you looking to get started? And if they're like, oh, not for another, a month or so, he's like, hold on, Susie. You just said like you want to achieve all these goals, but now you're saying you want to start in a month. Like, what's the deal here, right? And if that's the thing, like, you didn't waste your time. Or you can just kind of call them out and be like, hey, you said I'm here to hold you accountable. Are you ready to get going? And because if they can't come in until 2 weeks from now, they're truly not ready. But if they are ready, hey, what time can you come in tomorrow? Book them. And that way you created trust by being on the phone. I think gym owners a lot of times think just because you own the gym that it's not intimidating for people to come for their very first time. And anytime somebody shows up, they're putting themselves out there. So if you can diminish that intimidation of walking into a new place by the same voice that they're going to hear on the phone and reassure them, hey, Susie, hey, it's going to be me meeting with you tomorrow. So I already know a lot of info. So we're just going to dive right in. What time can you come in? And just following that process to get them in. And that's going to really create a lot of ammo per se during the conversation. And one of the things we have our clients do is when they get off the call, they ask them, hey, can you send me 3 to 5 real, like, emotional reasons why you want this, right? So basically they're selling themselves of like processing, hey, these are why I want to do it. And they're telling you, an emotional reason is I want to lose 20 pounds is not an emotional reason, right? Pulling that out to like, I want to lose 20 pounds because I can't walk up and down the stairs with my kids and my knees hurt. I can't play with them on the playground, or I hate the way that I look every day when I look in the mirror, all that kind of stuff, right? Or like, my spouse doesn't find me attractive anymore. So those are more emotional reasons, and pulling those out of people is what's going to create the sale. So anything that I didn't cover?
No, I don't think so. I think that, with the call guys, when we get them on, the goal is not to have this long, drawn out conversation. We want to be clear about that. Like, this call is going to be 3 to 5 minutes tops. We're basically just trying to see if this person is a good fit, we're trying to figure out what's one or two of their main goals, and then we're trying to get them in the door, right? We're trying to get them in for that free intro. If you're going discovery call to intro, right? This isn't, you have to frame this as if you're busy, right? Because if not, people are just going to start talking and asking you questions, and they're going to say, okay, well, this is my intro. So they're going to try to keep you on the phone forever, ask you all the questions so that they don't have to come in and sit down and talk to you. I always like to joke around and say, hey, I think that, I'm better in person. So I'm trying to get the people in to sit down so we can talk face to face. Over the phone is tough, right? They could be doing anything. They could be, anything they could be doing and not really tune into the call. But when you're sitting down with someone face to face, you know that you have their undivided attention. You can get to the heart of the problem. So this quick phone call is only to break the ice, and to let them know, hey, this is a real person. There's going to be someone here waiting on you to show up. And normally, when you go the discovery call to intro route, the show rate is pretty good. I think that, Jeff Bennett from Friendship Fitness, his show rate is just through the roof because he's really making sure that the right people are showing up. If he doesn't feel someone's the right fit by talking to him, asking him a few pointed questions, he'll tell them, hey, I don't think this is a great fit for you. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. If you're trying to grow your gym to something special, you just can't take everyone. Now, I will say Jeff has a massive gym, 400 plus people. So, just don't turn away everyone just because they're a little crazy. Everyone's a little crazy. But I think the discovery call is a great way to start. But if you don't want to do that, the next step would be to have them come in for that free intro. Now, as Blake referenced earlier, that free intro, you need to make sure that this person is going to show up first and foremost, right? I know when I had my gym, I would basically have them fill out some questions before they could even book the intro. And then we would definitely confirm the day before that they were going to show up for that intro. Now, here's the thing, guys. I had a gym for 13 years. If someone does not respond to the confirmation text,
well, tell them first why they should have a confirmation text. Because a lot of people don't even have one, right?
Oh, well, I just skipped over that. Yes, guys, first and foremost, you must have a confirmation text, right? You just can't let someone book an appointment 2 days out, 3 days out, let alone some of you guys letting folks book a week out and they think they're going to show. They're not. They're going to get busy, right? So you definitely need a confirmation text. The next thing is
24 hours.
The confirmation text is 24 hours before their appointment, right? And once you send that, they should respond. You should require them to do something. I think, I believe a lot of people, it's a simple respond with yes, if you will, be in attendance. If they respond with yes, that's enough. And then also when they respond, you could give them a call that morning to double confirm, but you don't have to do that. I did because I just hated wasting time for people that weren't going to show. Now, again, if someone does not respond, guys, let's just play this out. Someone has an intro at 5 p.m. So the day before they get it at 5 p.m., you send it out, they don't respond. You could definitely contact them again later that night before you shop at the gym, or you could contact them again that morning. Their appointment isn't until 5 p.m. that night. So when you get in, you can reach out to them 9, 10 a.m. saying, hey, Blake, this is Sherman. I just want to confirm we didn't hear from you. Just want to see if you're going to be at the intro. Now, again, if they don't respond, they're not showing up. But I know plenty of times I reach out to someone and they would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to respond. I meant to respond, or did I not respond? And then they would show. But again, guys, you need to make sure that you are confirming that people will be at the appointment. I don't care if someone's already going to be there and all of that. It doesn't matter. You still need to know who's going to be showing up to your business and if they're really interested in getting in shape. So that's really important that you have that confirmation sequence set up, whether it's for the discovery call or the free intro where they come in and sit down and talk to you. Now, I'm going to go off on a little tangent, guys. It'll be a small one. No one needs to come in and do a free workout before they decide if they want to join your gym. I'm sorry. Your gym isn't that special. My gym wasn't that special. It's fitness, right? Everyone knows what fitness is. Like they don't need to, like they don't, right? Like back in the day, what was it? What is it now? So back in, 2010, we used to bring them in, that's when CrossFit was sort of just becoming mainstream. More people knowing about it. We used to give them like what we call the baseline workout, 500-meter row, 40 air squats, 30 sit-ups, something like that. It was a baseline.
I think it was 50 sit-ups, 40 air squats. 30.
No, it was 500-meter row, right?
I know, but then 40 wasn't 40 abdomen sit-ups.
I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter, but like that's when people used to need to feel sort of the intensity. But guys, that was forever ago. Most people they've heard of fitness. They know what it is. You need to get them in and figure out what their problem is. And once you figure out what their problem is, now you're going to position your gym as the solution to their problem. That is what you're doing, right? Nothing else. They don't need to feel the workout. They'll feel the workout once they start paying you and they join. And people will join. That's the way that I did it forever. That's the way plenty of gyms that we work do it forever. They don't need a workout, right? Like it's okay. It's for safety reasons. You have to go. It's fine, guys. People will join your gym, right?
And just because the other gym down the street is doing free workouts doesn't mean that, everybody else is doing it. I mean, it's not a reason, right? Like you're not showing value by doing free workouts. If anything, you're killing them and they're going to be more intimidated not to come back.
I have to tell a funny story. So one of my favorite members, one of my longest time members, a little small lady. I don't even know if Carol is freaking 5 foot tall. So she came to an intro, and it was back in the day, way, way back in my first spot. And she did the baseline. Well, no. So she came to a bring a friend thing. And this lady's not 5 feet tall, and we had a lot of wall balls that day. And I could see the writing on the wall. I was like, this lady's going to get crushed, like absolutely demolished by these wall balls. And sure enough, she did. She got demolished. And I remember her leaving. I'm just like, well, we'll never see her again. And pretty much like a day or two later, she reached out, she joined, and she was a member for 12 plus years. But talking to her.
Proving the opposite.
No, I'm saying. I'm giving you that once in a million chance, because I was going to flip it around that I've had plenty of people come in and do workouts or do the baseline. And, I would hear through the grapevine, like, hey, your friend came, why didn't they join? Like, well, that baseline or that workout was just too intense for them. They weren't quite ready for that type of intensity. I heard that more often than not when we were first starting off, guys. You need to figure out what the problem is. Again, forget everything else, figure out what their problem is, and then present your gym as the solution to their problem. And that also means they don't need to see a gym tour. They don't need to walk around the gym. They don't need to see barbells. They don't need to see assault bikes. They don't need to see rollers. They don't care about your equipment. They want to know that your gym can solve their problem, right? That is very important, right?
This is a side topic. Something you said earlier about, Jeff's got a huge gym so he can turn away people. This just got me thinking, if you can't turn away people and you're not like close to capacity, take your prices off your website. Do not have your prices on your website because all people are going to do is price shop and to exchange information. And you're wondering why you probably don't have that many leads. Yeah. Are you not going to convert every price inquiry? Of course you're not. But do you get more chances? 100%. And you have those leads in your system to nurture for a long time. So never have your pricing on your website unless you're literally at a point where you can't take on more members.
Man, I hear so many people saying, well, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I don't want to deal with that. And they're not at capacity.
Start a business?
Like, that's just lazy. Exactly. I was going to say, they're just lazy. Like, if that's you right now listening, I'm sorry, you're lazy. If you're not at capacity and you have your prices on your website because you don't want to deal with the people that are just kicking the tires, you're lazy. Because here's the thing. There are plenty of people that may be price sensitive. They may look at that price. They don't have any idea what you really do. So they see that price. They're like, I don't think I'm willing to pay $200 a month for fitness. Nah, this isn't the place for me. But when you don't have your prices on there and you can talk to them, and they can come in for an intro, you sit down and talk to them, you have the opportunity to present your gym as a solution to their problem. Then when you go through everything, they're like, man, this sounds great. How much is it? $200 a month. Ooh, that's a little bit more than I wanted to spend. However, you've presented your gym as a solution to their problem. They say, yeah, let's give this a 3-month try at least. Now you have a member, right? So yeah, I'm with Blake 110%. If you're not at capacity, take your prices off of the site. Now, pause the podcast, pause it, take it off your site, email your website person.
If you're your website person, go hire a website person.
Yeah, guys, like that is like that's key. Like, yeah, don't have your prices up there. Don't have your prices up there.
This is a follow up. Like we get on so many. We're just going on tangents now, but that's fine. Maybe this will be the best podcast, and people get tons of stuff. A Spotify, MindBody. What's another one? Zen Planner. What else is out there now?
I don't know all of them, but
you know where I'm going with this. But if you do not have a CRM, I hate to say this, you're actually not running a real business.
And those aren't CRM. Spotify, Zen Planner.
Yeah, those are billing softwares. That's how you bill clients. If you don't have automation set up, you are like the cost of a CRM of $299. I mean, we literally charge less than that for ours, but if you got one client one time, it pays it for itself forever. Like it blows my mind that people are like, well, it's expensive. It's more expensive not to have it. Like let's say you're not even running paid ads. You get 20 leads just organically, right? Through your website. Let's say you're using a contact form, goes to your email, you zapped it or whatever, Squarespace, I don't know. A lead needs 8 to 10 touch points. That's 160 to 200 manual touch points in 1 month. If you're not doing that, you're losing money. So like before all this, to like even go into like sales and all that, like you have to have a CRM. Like using Google Sheets and like, I don't know, zaps to like an SMS, like it's not sufficient, guys. And like we're in 2024. F45, all those places, all those franchises have tons of automations. And we always wonder as like micro gyms, well, what are they doing different? A lot. They're following up. They're calling people. They're being annoying. And that's another thing, I mean, we could talk about real quick is that like how many gym owners, well, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to call them. I don't want to be annoying. I don't like automations that go out every day. Well, here's the thing. The other big franchises do. And they're signing people up because they're continually following up, right? So if you're not following up, like this is a little tidbit, a lead nurture. The first 7 days, you should contact them every single day. 7 to 14, every 2 days. 14 thereafter, I would spread it out every 3 to 4 days, right? Then after 30 days, once a week. Follow that pattern, right? And I guarantee you will sign up more people. The easiest way is just to get a CRM and have it do it for you, right? It's just the cost of doing business.
If you're thinking what CRM, Push Press has entered the conversation, guys. That's the Push Press of choice. This message is not sponsored by Push Press, but they have.
That's the last I choice.
Yeah. Push Press. Reach out to those guys at Push Press, man. Tell them that the boys at Lasso talked about you on the podcast. You gotta check it out. But seriously, guys, you have to have a CRM, guys. Like this is like we're running a real business. We have to have a CRM. We have to have touch points because I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing. Like Blake referenced the numbers. We recommend you have 10 touch points over the first few weeks of someone becoming a lead. If you have, especially if you're running paid marketing, well, so like we don't work with anyone that doesn't have a CRM. But if you don't have a CRM and you say you're running your own paid marketing and you get 70 leads 1 month, and then the next month you get another 70 leads, there's no way for you to possibly keep up with that. There's no way. Like it's impossible. You're going to drop the ball. You're going to lose someone. We've all been there, guys. I was there in 2010. I was there. I get it. But it's 2024. Let's be better. Just all across the board, guys. Let's be better.
And here's one way to change your mindset on that is they reached out to you for a problem. You are actually doing a huge disservice not following up. Like, you're not doing your job. And if they get upset, like, remember, the whole goal of a lead is to get them to a yes or no as fast as possible, right? We always say maybes will kill you. They consume all your time, right? Like, if somebody's on the fence with joining Lasso, it's like we're following up every single week with them. Hey, are you ready to get going? Are you ready to get going? We're ready to get going. We're sending out emails every single day, writing text messages twice a week with our podcast, with the testimonial. Like, they're getting 3 text messages plus 7 emails a week, right? Or technically 5 because we don't send them on Saturday and Sunday. But so yeah, guys, like, you're missing out. And so I think, getting back to the sales thing is just that, like, you're never going to have the opportunity for these sales. And if you're not getting consults, it's because you're not following up. I think one thing, Sherman, go into the like conversion, what they should be looking for. Because I think they might say, like, if I was listening to this, okay, like, if I do all this stuff, what's a good conversion rate? And then versus organic versus cold. Like, and then if you have a team, like, if you have a good team, how do you mitigate, like, having a team and then say you got 5 sales staff and, like, you have a low conversion rate, but it's like 2 people that are low conversion rate. Like, what do you do? Just get them out of sales? Like, I think that's a good direction.
Yeah. So let's talk about the sort of cold lead to warm lead. So let's talk about the warm lead first. The warm lead is someone that they've done their own research, or they come from a referral from some of your favorite members, all that type of stuff. The conversion on that should be 85-90%, right? Like, they're ready to go. Now, from the cold traffic, we're looking at a minimum of 10% to, you're a rock star if you're doing 20%. So let's just keep the math easy for you guys. Let's say we get you 100 leads, we're expecting about 10 signups at a minimum. If you're crushing it, you're getting 20 out of that 100, right? So you see those big differences in percentages. If they're warm, right? If they're warm, you're going to be signing up most of these people easy. Like, I'm great at sales. This is easy. My best member, Susie, bringing all her friends. Okay. Now, these people that are coming in off of paid marketing or whatever, now it's going to drop drastically. But again, the gold standard for us is about 20%, right? Because again, these people don't know you necessarily. They don't trust you. They may not be ready yet, right?
And what about somebody like appointment to close, though?
Oh, okay. So my big thing is, once someone once someone comes in and meets with you, Blake, that's what you're talking about, right? Once someone sets an appointment.
Yeah. Like, your sales team, right?
Yeah. So once someone comes in, right, they've booked the appointment, they've confirmed, they've sat out in front of you. Now we're looking at what, 80, 85%, 80%, I would say 80% is what we're looking at from the top. Because here's the thing, guys, if someone sits down in front of you, they have a problem that you can solve because they clicked on a Facebook ad at a minimum. They've answered a few questions. They've talked to you. They've come in. They're telling a strange person that they've never met, that they want to lose weight, that they don't feel comfortable. So they have a problem. Now we should be able to sign, most of these people up. So around 80% would be the gold standard from the time someone books an appointment, they show up, we're looking at 75, 80% close rate, right? Because once someone sits down in front of you guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. They are ready to make a change. Now it depends on how good are you at conveying that your gym, your product is going to help them solve their problems. It's funny because I used to have people come in and they would be like, they would sit down and first thing, hey, I don't think I'm going to sign up today. I just want to get more info. And I would say, I was like, that's funny because my goal is to sign you up today. because you fill out this form, you've come in, you're talking to me, you're going to tell me what you're not happy with. I'm trying to sign you up today so we can get on the right track. They would sort of giggle, and that sort of broke the ice. But I want them to know what the goal of this appointment is. The goal of this appointment is not for me to do more intros, to meet more people. It's to sign more people up and help change more lives, guys. So that's really, really important. So Blake, was that it?
Yeah, and then what do you do? Like, say you got like a sales team, right? And like, so let's say like, instead of 75 to 85%, you're at like 60%, but there's like 3 people or 1 or 2 people that just aren't, they're like 40, 50% and bringing everybody down. What do?
Yeah.
Do you get rid of them, train them up? Like, what's the process?
Well, I think the first thing is you need to figure out if they want to be good at sales, right? Do they want to be good at sales? If they do, I think we can train people up. Right? If they don't, you have to get them off, guys. You have to get them out of the way. Because I don't believe that everyone is wired for sales. If they just will not do it, they don't want to do it, don't force it, right? If they understand like, hey, like this is how you're going to make more money, and they're just like, I don't care, I don't want to deal with sales, it's fine. Let them go, take them off. Don't let them drag the average, because every person that you don't sign up, right, because you're not great at sales, that person is probably going to go to another gym with someone that's great at sales, and they're going to join over there, right? So if someone wants to get great at sales and they're not, absolutely train them up, give them all the resources, spend the time with them. But if someone is not good at sales and they really don't want to do it, they only do it because you're forcing them, don't do that, guys. Like, that's not going to play out long-term, right? That's not going to play out long-term because this is not how they're wired. They're not passionate about it. And again, the word passion is thrown around a lot. I don't mean like they live and breathe and, only think about sales. But if they really are not into it, they don't want to be better at it, just get them out of the way, guys. Just keep your 3 people that are into it, that are doing well, that are rock stars. Keep them focused on it, and you'll sign up more people, right? So I think that, some of the takeaways from this episode is for guys, you need to figure out if you're going to do discovery call to an intro, or you're just going to do an intro. That's important, right? I don't think there's a right or wrong. There's successful gyms doing it, plenty of ways. Those are 2 of the main ways that we've seen people have a lot of success with. Either you do a discovery call or they just book them straight to an intro. Next, you need to have a confirmation. Guys, this is key. Confirmation is really important. If you don't have a confirmation, you're really taking a chance. You're gambling because if you're not confirming, you're just sitting there waiting and hoping that this person shows up, right? And I wouldn't do that. Like Blake mentioned, all gym owners get this. Going to the gym specifically for an intro, and then they don't show. It's one of the horrible feelings that all of us know, and you don't want to deal with that. So make sure that you have a confirmation text, guys. Take your prices off your website if you're trying to have more opportunities to close, right? Just take it off. Just take the prices off if you want more opportunities, right? Until you get to capacity, just take it off. It's simple, right? You're going to have to deal with some tire kickers. That's part of the process, right? Don't be lazy. Point blank. What else, Blake?
No, I think that's good. I think just all that stuff, I think we gave them a ton. I wouldn't, overload anybody. I think next time we could either go into lead nurture or something like that and dive into that. But I think overall, this is a lot to take home. And then they can take this to the sales staff and work on that. All
right, perfect. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. We've went off on a couple tangents. Hope you guys get some from it. And as usual, tell a friend to tune in, and we will see you guys next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoy. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.